Today we are reviewing the Buck Vantage knife. It is one of Buck's what they call liner locks. This is because a piece of the liner comes across and locks it open. There's some controversy in knife realms as to whether this is strong enough or not. I suggest that since this is a stainless steel liner here, and it's on stainless steel on both sides and held by stainless steel, that if you break this, you should have been using a rigid knife. That's all there is to it. Because if you break this piece of stainless steel, you have misused it and you should have been using another implement. I've had a Vantage for some time now and it works out fine, and I've not ever come close to putting enough torque on there to snap that. That controversy aside, someone at Buck either got lucky or is very skilled. In my view, this knife is a very well thought out blade design and profile. Some of their other line, the hollow grind starts way far down on the blade, so it's extremely blunt. On this knife here, it's very similar to many of your custom knives. The grind line starts way up here and then tapers down here. This gives you a lot finer edge when you get down to here, and you don't have friction right along here if you're peeling a hide, or if you're skinning fish or whatever, or even something like so mundane as mincing onions for camp, or opening a box or something. You do not get friction right along in here. It's well tapered. But by the same token, if you look closely, I don't know if the camera will show this, there's a very large spine here. There's sufficient meat right here to sustain the blade of this type of application. Interestingly, Buck classifies this within their what they call everyday carry knives or everyday knives. I suggest that it should be in there with their hunting knives because it has plenty of good sweep right here. You could peel a hide real well, and it's light enough to be carried afield, and it's easily cleaned because you can rinse right through. And I don't know if the camera's showing it well, but it's basically hollow through here and it clears. And there's plenty of good ergonomics on this to where if you were holding it in a gloved hand, you can get to it, and it works out barehanded as well. Now, Buck makes multiple variants of these. I can't get into all of them today. Some of them in what they call their tactical knives. It has a partially serrated edge right here, and they have different coatings, so there's numerous variants that you can get into. So this also is a one-hand opener. Buck has the extra added attraction here, or you can just simply swing it out, whatever you please. You can also close it one-handed. I've heard tell of people closing this and not getting their thumb out of the way in time, but that's just urban legend, shall we say. I have both my thumbs, thank you. So anyway, Buck made at one point 3 different steel options. They had the good old proprietary 420 cm, and that's what this is here, and they keep kind of playing games with their names. And then this one here is with the S30V steel. I highly recommend it. There's more detail coming on that. And they also make a smaller model, and this is a great little beast. It also has a clip, which I removed for easier pocket carry. These Vantage knives come with 2 screws here, and you can swap the clip for either side carry. So if you're left-handed, you can put it on your left side and carry it that way, point down. Or what I did with this one here is I simply removed it, and it fits real easy into a watch pocket. And it's got all the same virtues as the larger model. This was with the Sadvik 130. Pardon me. This is with the Sadvik, I don't speak Norwegian, 13C26 steel, and of course all of the Buck's present production is treated by Paul Boss. This is a great little blade, and it's kind of like for 3 fingers carry, and it has been published that this was Charles Buck's favorite everyday carry knife. You'll notice here with the Vantage, the smaller knife is identical to the larger one. The different handle material, but it is simply smaller. Whereas with the Folding Hunter, the famous Folding Hunter, the Ranger, the smaller Ranger, is smaller from here to here. There's some variation change right here, and the ergonomics is slightly different. So The Ranger is not an absolute miniature of the folding hunter, whereas the smaller Vantage is a completely proportioned reduced size. At any rate, I can highly recommend this knife. This one here I used in a warehousing job for a while, and I took the clip off to put in a watch pocket carry. This was with the optional steel, and it held up real well. Buck has eliminated this particular steel, but you can still get it in this smaller size, or with the 420 and also with the S30V. I recommend the S30V wholeheartedly. There was an occasion, and I didn't deliberately set out to mistreat the knife, but I helped the gentleman salvage out a bunch of carpet and used this knife to cut it up with, and it did very well. Required a little bit of a touch-up on a ceramic stone, but it was not mangled. So I can highly recommend this knife if you're considering an everyday carry, or if you want a knife to take to the field to dress out larger game. This would easily dress out anything up to the size of a white-tailed deer or mule deer. Might be a little small on something as large as an elk or a moose, but I'm sure that you could eviscerate a larger animal and get it back to camp to do your final breaking. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you more later.